Hello everyone, welcome back to Edgemoon tutorial series. This is Devya, your instructor for Web Technologies. We are going to start Unit 3 and in this video I am going to discuss about two topics of Unit 3 which are XML syntax and document type definition. Before getting to XML syntax and what document type definition is, let us first understand what is XML. XML is an abbreviation for Extensible Markup Language and is derived from Standardized Generalized Markup Language or SGML. It is designed to store and transport data, unlike HTML, which is used to create web pages. XML is a public standard. That is, it is available for everyone and for free, and is developed by an organization called W3C or World Wide Web Consortium. XML is extensible, meaning you can create your own self-descriptive tags or language that suit your application. For example, I can have a tag like name and also I can have a tag like title and note. Like that I can have my own self-descriptive tags, unlike HTML where the tags are predefined. XML syntax. This is a simple XML document, and generally an XML document consists of two sections. The first one is document prolog section and the second one is document element section. In this example, this first line where the XML is declared is known as is said to be in document prolog section. All the XML declarations and DTD declarations are done in the document prolog section. Next, the other content other than document prolog section is said to be under document element section. In document element section, the definition of self-descriptive tags is done. Syntax rules. There are some syntax rules for an XML document. The first one is XML is case sensitive. For example, a tag called name with capital letter N would not be same as a tag called name with small letter n. Now, document prolog is not mandatory. Here, in the previous example, we have seen that the document prolog here consists of an XML declaration, where the XML type or the document type of this particular XML document is specified as it is of version 1.0 and the encoding that is followed for this document is UTF-8. This XML prolog cannot be mandatory, and then root element should be mandatory. Here in the previous example, here the contact info with an attribute called gender is equal to male. Here this tag is the root element, and for an XML document a root element should be mandatory. Elements should not overlap. For example, here name is set as Robert, phone is set by phone tag. Before closing the phone tag, we have closed name tag and phone. So this is called overlapping of elements, and in XML document, elements should not get overlapped. XML elements must have a closing tag. Comments in XML. You can also specify comments in an XML document and is done as like this as shown in the example. Exclamation hyphen hyphen, this is a comment. White spaces are preserved in XML. This is another syntax rule. Unlike in HTML where white spaces are discarded, here in XML, white spaces are regarded or considered. XML elements. Generally, an XML document is an ordered label tree where the nodes are elements. An XML element can contain text, attributes, other elements, or a mix of the above. Here in the previous example, the element called tags contact info consists of three elements called name, phone, email, and an attribute gender is equal to male. So, this particular contact info element is a combination of attributes and other elements. Next, an empty XML element. You can have an empty XML element and you can define it as follows. Here as shown in the examples, you can do it as a self-closing tag or you can just open and close an element without declaring any content inside it. Element names must start with a letter or underscore. Element names cannot contain spaces. As white spaces are considered in an XML document, here instead of spaces you can use either dot or underscore or else hyphen. You can also use colon, but it is reserved for namespaces. Attributes. Here is an example where book is a element and publisher is an attribute. So an XML, an element can have multiple attributes like here publisher, and also you can have author attribute also. Like that you can have multiple attributes, but an attribute cannot contain multiple values. And also there is another important point where an attribute should not repeat itself in a single start or empty element tag. In an empty element tag or a start tag, you cannot have same attributes. So for in the example specified above, book is the root element and it is the start tag, single start tag, where the publisher is set to macro. You cannot have another attribute where publisher is set to another, specifying that it has two publishers, but it cannot be done in XML. An attribute should be declared using attribute list declaration in the DTD. For you to define an attribute, you have to first specify or declare it in the DTD or document of definition. We'll learn how to create or define a document of definition in the next coming pages. Let us go further. Attribute types. There are three attributes types, but one is you can assign an attribute to a string type or enumerator type, and you can have an attribute of tokenized type like ID, where this particular attribute is used to particularly or uniquely identify this particular tag. Document type definition. A DTD or document type definition defines the structure and legal elements and attributes of an XML document. Suppose you wanted to write an XML document. You would define DTD first, which specifies the elements you're going to use in that particular XML document, and also the attributes you're going to specify to a particular XML element in an XML document. An XML document with correct syntax is called well-formed. So, an XML document validated against a DTD is said to be both well-formed and valid. A DTD can be declared inline inside an XML document. While we are learning CSS, we know that there are three types of specifying a style, which is inline, internal and external. Like that, a DTD can be declared inline inside a XML document, and it can be done as follows. Doc type, root element, element and attribute declarations. You're gonna see how to do it more specifically while we are doing example. While we are seeing example, and let us continue. Or as an external reference, you can declare a DTD by using an external reference. Like you're gonna specify all the DTD. You're gonna declare a DTD in a separate file and save it with an extension .dtd. You would take it as a reference to another file called doc type, like this doc type, root element, system, path of the file. The advantage of using external reference is that you can use a particular document of definition to multiple XML documents. Data types. There are two data types, PC data, C data. The elements you're going to define, what is the type of data it is going to deal with, is set in the particular data type. Syntax for declaring elements in DTD. For declaring an element in DTD, you would use the element tag. Element name, content type or content model. Content type means PC data or C data. Here PC data means parsed character data and C data means character data. Just character data, it is not parsed. Content type would be PC data or CD data, or you can specify content model, that is whether it is a container, that means it consists of some other elements instead of just content. Syntax for declaring attributes. In DTD, you can declare an attribute by just like this, att list, element name, attribute name, value type of, attribute type default, like that. Let us see the example and get to know how to declare a DTD. This is the example where the first line is the XML declaration, that is, it specifies that this particular XML document is of version 1.0, and then DTD declaration is done as this, and these two, which are XML declaration and document of definition declaration, are said to be in document prologue section. So these come under document prologue section. And the other content, which is a root element called note and its child elements, these all come under document element section. How to define a DTD? So here a DTD with this particular XML document has a root element called note, and this note is an element which consists of some child nodes called to, from, heading, body. And what are these elements gonna contain is, the element called to consists of parse character data. So the to element gonna contain parse character data. Like that, the element from consists of parse character data, like that. Heading, body, everything consists of parse character data. Here, this is how you define a document type definition. And then the document element section would compulsorily, should contain the elements specified in the document type only. Like that, the first root element would be note, and then his child elements would be to, from, heading, and body as specified by the document type definition. In this way, an XML document is structured or created. In this way, an XML document can be written, and we can define a document type definition in this. So that is it for today's video, people. In the next video, I'm going to continue with the other topics of Unit 3. Thank you for being with me until thus far, and I will see you in the next video.